Okay, 3,581 and 9/10 divided by 4 9/10. Is my divisor a whole number? No. Okay. How many place values do I need to move my decimal to make it equal a whole number? One bounce. Can everyone count one bounce?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I move one bounce in my divisor, in order to keep the same fraction, if I move it in the denominator, I also have to move it inside the numerator, right?
Right.
So remember, I can rewrite this as a fraction. Okay, so 1 and 1. So this becomes 49 is dividing 35,819. What's my strategy for today? Am I using multiplication towers or estimation? Okay, let's make this big problem a small problem. Will 49 go into 3? Will it go into 35?
No.
The only reason I bother writing the zeros is because it will help me help you understand that we need to keep all our place values lined up, right? So it's important to go through these steps just so we don't mess up our place values. Will 49 go into 358?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm looking at my divisor. I said I'm going to round 49. Is that closer to 50 or 40? 50. Okay. So I'm looking over here, 35,819. That's pretty close just to 35,000, right? You guys ever notice that all the zeros really don't matter? I'm just looking at the whole numbers, the non-zero numbers. So if writing this out confuses you, don't do it. I mean, just look at the biggest numbers. Those are the ones that matter. How many times will 5 go into 35?
7.
I'm going to say 7. From lessons past, we can guesstimate that my answer needs to be somewhere around 700. So let's go ahead and do our multiplication, because this estimation thing, that's really my division step. Now I'm going to multiply 49 times 7. 9 times 7 is, everyone, 9 times 7 is? 63 is the correct answer. Regroup my 6 here. 7 times 4? 28. 28 plus 6?
92. 4.
I have some discrepancy. Let's everyone say 28.
28.
29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. That's add 6. Okay, so that looks like it's going to be smaller than that. So I'm good to go. I'm going to write down my 7. Then I'm multiplying.
Is that a 0 on the 35 or not?
It was a 0, and then I crossed it out because I crossed that out. Good question. Thank you for pointing that out. So I divided, I multiplied. What's my next step? What's my S?
Subtract.
Step by step by step.
Check.
8 minus 3? Malaysia, stand up at the back.
5.
Stand up at the back of the room. 5 minus 4?
1.
3 minus 3?
0.
Okay. Is my answer smaller than my divisor?
Yes.
All right, so what's the last step? All right, life is like a circle. Go back up. Now I need to ask myself, how many times will 49 go into 151? So remember, we thought that 49 is closer to 50, right? How many times will 5 go into 15?
3 times.
How many times will 50 go into 150? 3 times. So I'm going to estimate 3. That was my dividing. Now I'm on the multiplying. What is 3 times 9. We're at a 7. Regroup the 2. 3 times 4 plus 2. And I'm noticing that this is smaller than 151, so I'm good to go. I divided, I multiplied. S, what's that? Can I take 7 from 1? No, I need to regroup. So that becomes a 4. This becomes 11. 11 minus 7? 4 minus 4? 1 minus 1? Okay. Is my divisor smaller than my, or is my answer smaller than my divisor? Okay, what's the next step? Bring it on down. Oh, here's a hard one. How many times will 49 go into 49? Multiply. Subtract. Done. I have a decimal number dividing into a decimal number. I know that whatever I do, my divisor must be a whole number. Anytime I move my decimal point all the way to the right, I now have a whole number. I count how many times I had to move it. 1. So I go to my dividend and I say, hey, dividend, move one place over for me. And by doing that, I'm keeping an equivalent fraction. I'm not changing the value of any of my numbers. Now I have a whole number dividing into a whole number. I'm going place value by place value by place value. I'm stopping. I'm estimating. 49 is close to 50. I'm looking at only the largest place value, like 35,000. The 3 and the 5 matter one heck of a lot more than any of these other numbers. I know that 5 will go into 35 7 times. Yeah, I write down the 0 so I can get a good estimate. Hey, speaking of, how is my estimate compared to my exact answer? Pretty darn close. 700 something versus 700 something. We're good. I clicked the wrong one.